Hi guys. So we're here with Dayle today, and we're going to talk about kind of strengthening and stretching the hamstrings. She's got some leg stuff going on, frontal hip flexor, back of thigh, closer to the attachment, and so we're going to do some stabilizing stuff that's a little more active, and then some passive stretching. And what you'll need for today is either a strap or a hand towel and 2 blocks. And Dayle is going to get started. I'm just actually going to have you lay all the way down on your back with your head that way.
Here we go.
Here we go. So start with this foot on the ground. Yeah. Actually, put both feet on the ground. We're just going to do a little test. So what we're looking at is the space between her rib and her hip.
Sorry.
And there's like a nice gap there. So we're going to assume that something back here is pulling and creating stress up here. Okay, put that foot on the ground. And then same thing, finger at the bottom of the rib.
Oh, that is tender.
Yeah, top of the hip. Are you okay?
Right there hurts.
I'm not a Thai masseuse, so
She's,
I don't know.
she's not a doctor either, so I'm just extending.
And right leg, yeah. Right leg's not as bad. Which one do you feel pain in?
Right.
Okay. So
Interesting, huh?
she's going to keep this foot planted. Actually, we'll start with the left. Switch out sides for the camera. You're going to lasso your foot, take Supta Padangusthasana. And instead of the traditional way that we see in most classes of pulling the thigh towards her, I want her to stack her heel directly over sit bone and then find a natural curve in your lower back. So most people have to do an anterior tilt of the pelvis to create, oh yeah, natural curve there, but she's good.
I was doing it already.
And then rotating the thigh to face her. And I want you to put a bend behind the knee, like a decent bend. And then from your heel, she's going to kick up towards the ceiling. And then breathe. Inhale, little tiny bend. Exhale from the heel, drive up. Without letting the foot get too close to you, soften your grip on the strap. And then take it 3 more times. Little bend. Press out through the heel. Breathe. Again. Last time. Kick out. Now she's going to keep the kick, pulling her foot back from pinky toe to big toe side. And Dayle is a toe hyperextender like I am. So it's softening the piggies and learning to work the outer arch of the foot, pulling back. Yeah.
My foot feels like it's doing so much work.
Yeah.
It's lazy foot.
Lazy foot. Cool. She's going to spend 5 breaths here.
That wind outside is...
I know. It's currently April 14th, and it's about 35 degrees in Michigan. This is her timestamp. Okay, so Dayle's going to turn her left toes towards her right shoulder. She's going to completely rotate the entire thigh. And then wrap the hip back. With the toes facing her right shoulder, she's going to start to draw the leg over towards her right side. Now she can take her own thumb into that left hip crease and press the thigh this way as she starts to take the toes towards her shoulder. Now, this should be working, but I don't want her overworking here. So a little bend behind the knee. Yeah. And this bottom stabilized leg will tend to sway out, sway in. I just want you to keep it nice and neutral. And then let the big toe do less work.
Big toe.
Keep wrapping that hip towards, the back of the mat. 2 more breaths.
I feel like a big stretch here.
In the calf.
Yeah, like the shin.
With the bend in the knee.
I think it's just where maybe it's for my hyperextending toes.
Whatever's happening in your foot is most likely affecting your knee, your hip, your pelvis, your abdomen, everything. Okay, come back through center. Pause. Stack the heel over the sit bone. So come back just a little bit. And then I want you to try and draw your quadricep up and work more quadricep than hamstring. know. Squeeze.
He doesn't know what to do.
Relax this a little, put a bend here. Yeah. Is that your stomach?
I think it was yours and mine.
Okay, slowly release.
Whew.
You can stay in all these for as long as you want, but for the sake of time, we're just gonna move forward. She's gonna take her feet to max width distance apart, and then windshield wiper the legs without creating a back bend in the ribs. I feel like we should sing the song to this, but we won't.
There's a sound?
You sang it earlier.
What was it?
Something about baby back ribs.
Oh. Yeah, I said, it was like a joke. It wasn't a song. It's like, hold your hands. No, it's not. The joke is done.
We'll think of it. Okay, pause, come back through center. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Bring your left foot, or your right foot all the way over to the right. Drop your knees to the left. And she's going to pick up the heel and move it far enough away that her right hip is in line with her right knee. And then she's going to strongly move her tailbone towards her knee.
Yeah,
And then, if you can, pin your right shoulder down. Create last back bend. I know. And the pressure on the top leg is, you could do more if you needed to do more, but I don't think that you do.
I don't know if I could.
Then that's fine. You stay here. 2 more breaths.
I feel like it's a stretch here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because this is my side that's kind of funny, I think. I feel like.
The back is gripping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard for you to root,
Yeah.
but it feels better when I do.
Good. Good. Okay, slowly come out. She doesn't want to.
I didn't want to. I was also trying to think of that joke. That
And then we're gonna do the right foot. So lasso the foot. And some people say, oh, you have to lasso the ball mount, you have to lasso the arch. It really doesn't matter to me, as long as your heel is over your sit bone. And for Dayle, she just requires a little bit more external rotation here so that her right hip can wrap back. And then you've got the natural curve in the low back. Tendency is to smash your back into the ground, and then you create the surrounding effect through the pelvis, and it's just no bueno for the bottom half. So in this pose, she's gonna put a bend to the knee, and then from her hamstring, kick out through her heel. Do it 4 more times. Yeah. Making the hamstrings a little bit more active, rather than just jamming the legs straight and trying to stretch for dear life. Especially if you feel like you've got a tugging at your sit bone attachment to your hamstring, you're gonna wanna do more of this, contracting and then releasing, rather than continuing to pull on your hamstring. That was about 5, yeah?
yeah, I need a little extra.
Cool.
'Cause I think
This is the bad
this is my
side.
Yeah, where I feel some kind of pain at my attachment.
Yeah. When you bend and extend, do you feel pain?
I feel a sensation.
Okay, so turn your toes towards your opposite shoulder. She's going to keep the right butt wrapping down as she takes her right toes towards her left. Yeah. And so, especially if you're working with injury through the hamstrings, you always want to keep a bend behind the knee so the hamstring is not overstretching. Is that tight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, put this down just a little bit. And go less. Yeah. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. That was my stomach.
I was gonna do a shout out to Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa.
Shout
Wanna
out
hear
to
my
Alyssa.
joke?
If you made it all the way through this video, I'm so proud of you. Okay, come back through center. Supta Pada G, just traditional. She's just gonna work the action of the leg, put a little bend behind the knee, but drive out through the heel so the calf is working, the shin bone's pulling down, and the quad is slowly starting to pull her femur bone down and in. 2 more breaths.
It feels so different on this side.
Like tighter.
yeah, tighter, and like this quad really doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I need to train my quads, I think.
I could show you how.
Next video!
Okay, slowly release. She's gonna get rid of the strap, windshield wiper the legs just for a moment. Then put the feet back on the ground. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Scoot your left leg all the way to the left. Drop your knees to the right. And so here you can notice how high her pelvis comes off the ground. So she can either self-adjust and draw, and you've got more range over here on this side. But really we're looking for top of the thigh, right next to your bony protrusion, this TFL tight band.
This is tight too.
Yeah. Draw in just a little bit here. Yep.
Yeah. Like you're at Chili's and someone's trying to steal your dinner. Hold on to your ribs.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's the joke.
Wait, that's the Burger King sound at the end though, isn't it?
Dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Baby back, baby back. I don't know. Guys, you're not entertained by these jokes, but I
I
bet you're
know.
feeling the stretch that I'm feeling and you're entertained enough.
That is fine.
You're like, we didn't go on silent anyway. 'Cause
Okay, she's gonna come back through center.
slowly.
Slowly. Put both feet on the ground. Pause and take 3 breaths. And when she's ready, she's going to pick up her butt and place a block underneath her butt. And then if you need to, move your butt flesh towards your heels. Yep. Now, for some people, you might have to go a little bit higher on the block, and that kind of just depends on the space that you have. But she's going to keep one foot in bridge, and she's going to pick up the opposite leg and tuck the top of the foot under. So you're taking a supported, one-legged, reclined Virasana.
Oh no.
I know.
I don't know. How
She's going to pick up, yep, bend the knee, and put the top of the foot on the ground. The higher up you are on the block, the more accessible this is going to be. So you don't have to get this knee to the ground. No,
Oh, I
no,
know.
no, no.
Good.
And she's going to press the top of her foot, though, into the ground to create some resistance to stretch out through the front of this thigh. And then this foot's going to want to steer away, so she's going to keep this grounded.
My ribs.
Yep. Take this side of the hip down just a little bit, yeah. The more you bring your butt flesh, your tailbone, towards the front of the space, the more you're going to feel this, and you can see even her hip flexors are just jumping a little bit.
Yeah, they're like, why? Get me out of here! That's what I'm thinking in my brain.
Take 2 more breaths.
This is not even my tight side, so that I'm really concerned.
It's going to be okay. We're going to raise the block. We'll give her more space. Okay, press down through your right foot, pick up your left foot, plant it, and pause. Okay, pick up your butt. We're gonna go second height, mama bear height, just for Dayle. She's gonna take her right foot, bend the knee, grab the foot, bring the top of the foot to the ground. If you have knee pain and you find out when you bend the knee and the knee cocks out to the side, I would prefer you just not do this and you take either a belly down quad stretch or something that's less aggressive. And how do you feel? Yeah.
I feel it more here. This is my tight side.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this whole quad
All
is
the
really
inner,
tight.
there's this little tiny band that comes from the hip down inside the thigh.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's fine.
It's all connected anyway.
Yeah. Move this knee in just a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you take Supta Virasana, like both shin bones down and laying all the way down and your knees tend to splay out,
Yeah, I can't do that.
then bringing the knee in just a little bit in this pose is going to work a lot more of that ASIS, TFL, everything in here. 2 more breaths on your tight side. own time. Pick up your tush. And pick up your foot.
At the same time?
No, just get out.
Get out of
Get
it.
out, get out.
Get out of it.
Okay,
Ooh.
slowly lower down. And then we're gonna just do the test one more time. See if that did any work.
I feel like it did something.
Find the bottom of the rib, the top of the hip. And really what you're looking for is if this is creating more space between your fingers, meaning that the back of the pelvis, those muscles of your hip extenders are pulling your pelvis. Not so bad.
So we're looking for it to not move?
Not move as much.
Yeah. And over here.
Yep.
We're at top of the pelvis, lowest rib.
Yep. Not so bad.
Not so bad.
You can come back to Supta Padangusthasana and keep working, strengthening the back of the hamstrings. Really anything. Dayle wants to start doing things that are going to contract the hamstring and then release it to build up a little bit more muscular strength there, rather than constantly overstretching. So,
Thanks.
that's all we got. Namaste.